Afternoon all. This is the Rangers Women's Supporters Group. We're at the Orium on a Sunday afternoon after a comprehensive win over Hearts. I'm joined by Graeme
Hiya.
here. Laura and Cara are currently on international duty, so they'll be back and we'll look to do a full pod later on in the week. Now, quick overview of the internationals. Most of our international players got some game time. Vic and Lucy did sit on the bench, and Kirsty Howard was a late call up for Scotland and didn't play. But Graeme, it was really good to see Kirsty Howard get some international recognition.
Absolutely brilliant, and it's good for her as well. Gives her a chance to go in the international setup, see what it's all about, and hopefully bring that back to the Rangers team, and then maybe help the younger ones as well for future development.
I definitely agree. While we won't go into too much detail on internationals, we would like to send our best wishes to Emma Watson and also to Caroline Weir, who picked up some serious knee injuries on international duty. So I think we'll all, as part of the group, wish him a speedy recovery and a healthy recovery. Moving on, we had some club news with a couple of the youngsters moving out on loan. Mason Clark's away to Hamilton for a loan spell, and Summer Laird is away to Spartans. Good moves, Graeme?
Absolutely, and Spartans are a really good team, and they've got good quality players, and it's a fantastic move. That one, and then the Hamilton one, we've already seen how they prove players as well. So yeah, good for both of them.
Definitely, and there are two loans we'll keep a close eye on and keep everybody up to date with. Moving on to the game today, we came out to the Orium in good spirits after the international break. The conditions were very tough, very strong winds made for a difficult game, but we saw the strongest bench we've seen all season. We started with Jenna Fife in goal, a back three of Rachel McLaughlin, Cathy Hill, Nick Dock. In the midfield we had Mia McCauley, we had Kirsty McLean, Tess Medag, Libby Bands and Jodie McCleary. Up front, Rio Hardy and Kirsty Howard. Any surprises, Graeme?
Yeah, I think as you touched on there, that the bench is very strong to what we've had, obviously, before the international break. So that's a good sign that Joe was saying a lot of the players have come back after injuries and things like that. So absolutely brilliant to see a stronger bench, and great to see, well, we'll touch on this in a minute, but it's great to see we've got more depth in the squad than we had previously as well.
Absolutely, it was very encouraging to see. We expected Brogan back this week after internationals. It was very surprising to see Chelsea back, and that was a huge bonus. Obviously, Rachel Rowe back on the bench as well. Sarah Ewens on the bench, and Megan Bell still fit and on the bench as well. So very encouraging. Started very well, I thought, Graeme. We pressed high into Hearts territory. We had a lot of corners early on and didn't quite make the most of it, but it looked like a good start.
It was really good, and at the very start we had a lot of corners as well. I actually lost count how many corners we had, but we really, from the minute that ball went off for the first, as soon as the ball got kicked, at the starting whistle, we just were bombarding Hearts, and it was great to see.
Definitely. As the half went on, I thought we looked a bit hesitant to play out from the back and took too long to try and move the ball, just playing into the wind, and it saw Hearts presses, but it was us that took the lead. What do you remember of the goal from Jodie?
I remember it was absolutely brilliant. It was like the pass in to Jodie's goal, and it was the setup for it was fantastic. It was a really good work team goal.
Yeah, the finish itself was fairly straightforward, but it was a typical Jodie McCleary goal, and at the back post and knocking in the chance.
It was indeed, and but yeah, the assist as well was absolutely brilliant. But it's obviously it's an easy goal, but it's only easy if you score them. But Jodie's got that quality. She's absolutely brilliant, and she'll put them away every day of the week, and that's what you want in your team. Somebody who's going to do that for you.
Definitely. Now, as I'd mentioned last week on the pod, I didn't trust us to keep the door closed at the back. Graeme, do you have any idea what happened with Hearts' equaliser?
I just remember seeing Jenna was off a line, but there was no defence to help her out, so it was almost like she was playing as a defender. But yeah, it just was happened very quick. Just Hearts capitalised on one of our mistakes. They had the door open for them, and Jenna, unfortunately, there's nothing no keep in the world could end with that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I definitely think Jenna is absolved of any blame for that goal. We struggled to get her shape right after Nick was off getting treatment for an injury that forced her off shortly after. But a really poor goal to lose. But I think we struggled the rest of the first half. But again, on the breakaway, we got a goal just before half time.
And I think it's exactly what we needed because your head could go down easily after losing that goal, and Hearts kept us. We were playing really deep because of Hearts. Hearts pushed us that far back, so to get that goal just before half time was fantastic. Because it takes a little bit of pressure off. Because Hearts could have had the momentum, especially if it was half time and it was 1-1. Hearts could have went in with their tails up thinking, oh, we've got this. But when we scored, I think it might have just changed the way they approached the second half, especially with tactics and things like that.
Definitely. As mentioned, Nick did go off with an injury, a wee bit of a knock on her lower back, so hopefully that's not going to be anything that keeps her out for any length of time. Wee bit of rest, hopefully she'll be fine, if not for next week, for the week after at Hibs. Michelle Coulson did come on for her, and then we saw a second change at half time, Graeme. Rachel Rowe came on for Kirsty McLean.
Yeah, I think we were all kind of shocked at the time because Kirsty was playing really well, but we don't know what happened, but she may have got a wee knock or something like that, so maybe no one to just be cautious at that point. But yeah, it was obviously great to see Rachel back, but obviously I'm hoping at the same time that Kirsty's okay because she's a phenomenal player, and you don't want, after we've just had all the injuries, we don't want more injuries piling up going into this next little block before the international break either.
Definitely not. Kirsty did seem fine after the game, so there's no sign that she's actually been taken off for anything other than just being maybe arrested and getting Rachel back into the side. But it was a different second half. We pushed on a lot better, or we pressed Hearts better, and we took a bit more control of the game. And then another wonder strike by Mia McCauley. What did you think of that?
That goal was struck so well. You could say the wind had a factor in it, but to be honest with you, even no wind, like the conditions today, that goal was always a goal. That was just phenomenal from Mia. It's nothing that we've not seen before, but it's just absolutely breathtaking to see Mia just scoring these amazing goals. It's brilliant, and long may it continue.
I'm pretty sure the form she's on, that's going to continue for quite a while. We did see some more changes in the second half. Brogan Hay came back on and into the team, and she also came on and was joined on the park by Chelsea, so brilliant to see both of them back.
Absolutely. It's especially like Brogan and Chelsea have been out. Well, Chelsea's been out shorter than Brogan, but at the same time, it's great that they're back because it'll give like Mia, who I'd love to have her a team every week, but reality is you don't want to cause burnout either. So it's good to have options to give Mia a wee break and let maybe Brogan come on. For Mia, Mia's case, and Chelsea coming back as well. It's great to have more depth, like I was saying a minute ago, because we're going to need it, especially when we get really big games come. Well, this was a big game, but even more big games coming up. From kind of next week onwards.
Definitely. The scoring was rounded off by a Kirsty Howitt finish, which put the gloss on the victory. And brilliant to see Kirsty on the score sheet celebrating her Scotland call-up.
Absolutely, what a week for her. Scotland call-up and a goal in the same week. Can you ask for a better dream? That's a dream scenario, and I hope it's the first of many for Kirsty, because when she starts scoring, she continues to score as we saw last season, and yeah, I hope Kirsty's that gives her confidence going into the rest of the season, because she totally deserves it, 100%.
Yeah, well, I believe that's her 8th goal of the season, and she also had an assist for Jodie in the first half, so Kirsty Howe's just contributing every single week, whether she's on the score sheet or providing. Last substitution of the game for us saw Laura Berry come on for Rio Hardy, who'd been booked, and it's good to see Laura Berry get some time on the park as well, Graeme.
Absolutely, and again, it's all about giving minutes to the youngsters and development. Jo knows what she's doing as well, and that again, that's more options as the season progresses and games come thick and fast, like especially midweek games and things like that. You want the likes of Laura Berry to get minutes. You want Ailey Austin to get minutes. These are the players you want to step in and take over if there's an injury, or even start the game. But it's fantastic to see either way.
Definitely. Now, 4-1 victory. We're into the next round, which is always great to see after such a tough tie. Any idea who you'd like to see in the next round, Graeme?
Well, I think we all thought as soon as Hearts came out the hat, we thought, oh no, that's the toughest draw, apart from obviously City and Glasgow City and Celtic. Right away, Hearts, especially away, you're thinking, oh no, that's going to be a tough draw. So at this stage, you've got to beat the best. So as much as you want to avoid maybe Glasgow City or Celtic, why not? To win that cup, you need to beat the best. So at this point, just glad to be in the next round and see who we get. What about yourself, Alan?
No preferences. Let's just take who we get and keep moving on. Now, we will look to do a full sit-down podcast as usual, but it'll be a wee bit later in the week, and we'll do a full preview of next week's Hamilton game while we do. If you keep an eye on the Facebook page, we will have the predictor contest return this week, so we'll put 2 threads up. We'll put a separate thread up for the Glasgow City Celtic game, which is on Thursday, and that'll go into the total points for the round that is played on Sunday and be under a separate thread. Those threads will be up at some point tonight, so get your predictions in and let's get back at it after a few weeks off. Now, player of the match poll will go up on our Twitter page. Graeme, do you want to give us 4 players to nominate for player of the match?
Rio Hardy, Kirsty Howett. I'm struggling for the other 2. I'll let you pick 2 since I picked 2 then, Alan.
I think Rachel McLaughlin had an excellent game, and last one tough. But let's put Cathy in there, because I think Cathy played very well and had to move a bit at the back line as we changed it with Michelle coming on. So we'll have those players up for a vote on the Twitter page, and as I say, on the Facebook page we'll have a predictor contest back up tonight. Now, we'll have a proper full on pod during the week, but this is something a wee bit different while we're down to 2. So have a happy Sunday, folks, or whenever you watch it, and we'll speak to you soon.
Yeah.
Cheers now.
Thank you.